I didn't want to upset him. I wanted to impress him. He opened the car door for me, and I got in, carefully, gracefully. He closed the door on my hand, and I left my hand in the door. He got in the car, and we drove 15, 20 miles to dinner. He stopped the car, and then he noticed. "Your hand is in the door." "Oh, really?" "Why, yes." "Yes." I laughed carelessly, as though I had forgotten. I never really liked my hands much anyway. Stubby, not long and lean. There were short brown hairs near my knuckles in both directions. So it was not hard for me to just leave it there, leave my hand in the door. My wrist. Now that is much more attractive, and without the hand it would steal attention. I left it there, my hand. It looked strange, lost, sulky. But it was no longer mine, and it did not concern me. When he opened the door, it fell to the ground with a thump. It looked like a glove that had seen a bad day and lay frozen and stiff from the weather. Dinner was good. I quickly adjusted to my new handlessness. It was exciting. A challenge. How do you cut the meat, for instance? Aha, not easy. I didn't want to upset him. I wanted to impress him. A wrist is very handy. I could balance the fork just so. I was quite good at it, actually. The wine was delicious. He is very brave. I was starting to feel a little sad. From the wine, maybe. You get used to two hands. I had been raised with them. I started to feel sorry for the one in the parking lot. Alone like a leftover. I considered for a moment that I could go get it. At least take it home. It would only be fair. He was talking about work. I didn't want to upset him, so I excused myself. I was sticking to the chair. This had happened before. I have a little extra in the rear. He was noticing this time that something was wrong. I wanted to impress him. I was up, but my behind was not. It sat there without me. Before he saw, I spread my napkin over it like a dead soldier. No need to upset him. In the ladies' room, I looked in a mirror sideways, as I do, to see the tummy, the behind. None there, just a sharp drop. I am crafty, all the better to impress him. I took the scarf from my neck and tied it around my waist, pleating it here and here, and you would have never noticed. Back at the table, I let him know that I was tired of that seat, the one with my rear in it, and chose one closer to him instead. I told him I was more comfortable being closer to him. he suggested we could get even closer. I was not feeling very good, but I didn't want to upset him. He paid the bill. I had never really liked my rear much. No, to be truthful, it wasn't hard to part with it. When we got to the car, I looked down for the last time, just say goodbye, but it wasn't there. Dragged away or picked up or something. Que sera, sera, I always say, and I didn't want to upset him. We drove to his place. Very impressive. Tall, shiny, at least 50 floors. Tasteful lamps in the lobby. Oriental carpets. Dark wood floors. He led the way down the long hall, past the security door to the elevator. I followed, and the door slid shut behind me very quickly, practically instantly. My knee was bent mid-step. The door cut through my calf like butter, as if it wasn't even there. He didn't notice, luckily. I liked those shoes. We traveled upward for a long, long time. I used the minutes to find my new sense of balance. Quietly, efficiently. I did not know how I would be able to get to his apartment, so I leaned against his side. He took it as amour. I wanted to impress him. I moved quite skillfully, crutched on his shoulder. We reached the door to his apartment. Number 5237. I didn't know how I was going to manage once inside, but it had been a lovely evening so far, and I didn't want to upset him. I wanted to impress him.
Am I making myself clear? Am I making myself clear? I mean, that's the point, right? Clarity is the point. To be understood is to be be clear. Now, what's that about? So if I finally understand you, you ought to be clear. See, you ought, so to speak, to be clear. My mind is clear. The road is clear. The windshield is clear. Am I making myself clear? See, am I making myself clear? Do you not see what I mean? Is the point clear? Is the point? Test. 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 Whether this thing is over, and so we really can't do anything, see. But I used to be pretty good at bugs and everything, but when I was young, I used to do it all the time, and it was just, that's the kind of thing I used to do, but now I know that I shouldn't be doing something like that, I'm really having a hard time doing it. And then I really think that, the only problem with something like that is that most people don't know what to do, so I don't really have an answer to ask about something like that.
I suppose the question is why? Why is it that when is it? When do we normally? When do we do what is it? What is it that they who is it? Who is it that who what where who how which when how which how what where when do we when do why they is how how is it what is it how what are the what where which who has how are when which how where how what how when which how when why
The next thing which I have to do is to explain to you just why the brain, how many, all right, that's okay, but let's take a little bit of the cortex in one, well, I'll explain in a moment what those coax, those little, to the visual cortex. There's a parallel apparatus that is dealing with general level of activity, but is the firing, of course, have to be, to unscramble a system when you don't know what are the danger of but by and large she couldn't say, and curiously enough she didn't see the T, or she didn't easily see the, she could see a motor car over there, but she eventually learned to recognize the motor car because of the noise in this case, which was due to at least to some extent, the retina. Now, one of the features of the nervous system is that cells often, when they're not active, because if you have a genetic defect which looks rather a mess and higgledy-piggledy, with much more precision than we've led to be thought of by the genes, we should really spend more time of trying to analyze the system in order to unscramble the system. And that's the message I want to leave you with this evening. Thank you.
How are you?
Fine.
Where can we go dancing?
Would you like to dance?
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Buzz.
Spit.
Ba. E.
Stroke.
E.
The. Sniff. Spit. Sniff.
Spit.
A.
Ba.
Spit it.
Spit. 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 Spit.
E. O. U. Spit. Spit. I. Spit. Huh? Spit. Spit.
Spit.
O. U. No.
Okay.
Not I. E. O.
shake, rattle, roll, shake, rattle, roll, shake, rattle, roll.
The kind of strange and paradoxical fate of language out of the body, language once it continues to kind of move through.
Shake, rattle, roll.
And this is what I mean by shake, rattle, and roll.
I meant that the whole idea of live radio was an illusion, that the living only speak through the articulated corpses of technology. The dead mediate the living. And so, the more dead the transmission, the more alive the sensation. The more dead, the more alive. The more dead.
Bring back, bring back, bring back my body to me, to me. Bring back, bring back, bring back my body to me.
Shake,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
rattle, roll. Shake, rattle, roll.
And this is what I mean by shake, rattle, and roll.
You turn your radio down.
Sorry. Sound check. We did not rewind here.
Very, very good. Finally, repeat the proposition without using your larynx. Very, very, very good. Let's consider the proposition proved.
Shake.
Get wired, stick a needle in the brain, and spin those tunes, baby, because you're a tightly twisted roller derby brand of wild.
Roll.
You're on the air.
Shake.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rattle. Roll.
A land where the unutterable is uttered.
Shake. Rattle. Roll.
And this is what I mean by shake, rattle, and roll.
It is not just a place of sudden bursts of philosophical illumination, but it's also a place of the most depraved kinds of madness. And it is not just a place of sanctuary,
Shake.
but it's also a place of danger. Not just dreams, revelation, and sanctuary, but nightmares, madness, and danger.
Shake.
The cave of the imagination.
Rattle. Roll. Shake. Rattle.
Have you been there?
Roll. Shake.
What about your research? Darkness.
Rattle. Roll.
Okay, ready? How's your corner doing, huh? Doing good. One. You have a corner back in there or something. I can't see it. Okay, ready? Doing good. All right. 1, 2.
As for my eyesight,
Okay, take it over.
it
1,
is only useful for navigating
1,
in
2.
the dark.
1, 2.
At night,
Yeah.
I can find my way by the stars. My left
Come on over,
eye
Jamie. Just get it off.
squints
Come on in, then.
as my right eye intersects the horizon by means of the brass sextant,
Okay, ready?
which
1,
must be
2.
calibrated
Come on around.
exactly.
If you want, we can come over some more. All right, can you lay it over?
Otherwise,
I need a little bit more.
I will miss
1.
the mark
Okay, now come around.
by hundreds of miles.
Okay, we just gotta keep rotating it. How we doing? Good.
Will be aimlessly adrift
Downstairs.
for weeks.
We're at the stairs already. Yeah. You want to, you know what, actually, instead of putting it down, I know, we should just carry it to you. You got that?
Failing that,
Ready?
I can go by sense of smell. The open sea has a constant, cool, salty smell with occasional waves of sour warmth.
I think Dana's too low. You too low?
In this consistent atmosphere, it should be easy to detect the smell of distant land,
I'm sorry, man. It was in my way. I bring it down.
the dry,
You want to take another
metallic
one?
smell of sand, the camphorous and acidic smells of plants, the dank and humid smells of animals. As a last resort, I can proceed by my sense of hearing the sounds of the siege change as one approaches land. In the open sea, the waves lap against the ship's hulls in straight waltz time. But nearer to land, even before it is visible, the rhythm becomes irregular. First, 3 beats, then 4, then perhaps 5, 3, 4, 2, as if the sea were stumbling over itself to escape the land. As for my eyesight, it is only useful for navigating in dark. At night, I can find my way by the stars. My left eye squints as my right eye intersects the lines of the breasts, which must be exactly. Otherwise, work by hundreds of miles. Drift for weeks. Fling. But. Smell. Questa odore and
Kämpferisch.
aceto
Geruches.
pianti smells
Tiere. Okay? Come on around. If you want, we can come over some more. All right, can you lay it over?
una
Let's
resort
Okay, now come around.
io
How
al
we doing?
mine.
Sense.
Gehör.
Where's the dolly at?
suono mare
Enden.
I know, but she's carrying
sì
Neocom.
Get that side. You're gonna get out of the way.
Land.
Ready? I was carrying it that way, same angle. 1, 2,
D.
Die.
Waves.
lambiscono
Gegen.
The.
Rumpf.
dritto
Walzer.
Time.
ma
Nahe.
To.
terra
Einmal.
essa
Ist. Rhythmus.
Becomes.
irregolare
Okay, you ready? Yeah. 1,
Erste.
2,
battiti
how many you gonna get?
Dann.
Sit down. 4. Come on. I'm sorry, man. It was in my way. I bring it down,
Vielleicht.
I'm sorry. You want to take another one? 1, 2.
tre
4.
I can't. 2. Not you, Danny. We gotta bring this one up.
come
Ob.
Let's get one more.
The.
mare
Wäre.
Stumbling.
sopra
Sie.
Bring it over to you, Gary.
To.
sfuggire
Das.
Okay, ready? Yeah. 1, 2. That's it.
As.
a
Mein.
Eyesight.
essa
Ist.
utile
Zum.
Navigating.
alla
Bei.
Dark.
alla
Abend.
I.
posso
Finden.
via
Durch.
The.
stelle
Mein.
Left.
occhio
Blinzelt.
io
Recht.
I.
terseca
Der.
per
Metall.
Of.
Messing.
Sextant.
che
Muss.
Be.
calibrato
Genau.
Otherwise.
io
Werde. Kerl.
By.
centinaia
Von.
Sein.
deriva
Mauritania? Isn't that a country?
Through an acquaintance, I was told about this woman who was born with 6 toes on her right foot. 6 toes on her right foot. Apparently, by the time this woman was 13, her extra toe, while not presenting any physical pain, had become an issue. The issue was no doubt one of symmetry. And so the extra toe was surgically removed. What followed was a series of problems which revolved around this young woman's skeletal structure, where the removal of the toe set off a sort of a kind of chain reaction, whereby some sort of stress, the bones of the foot shifted slightly, which, when corrected by a particular shoe prescription, irritated the posterior talofibular ligament, which, in becoming painful, seemed to force her to walk in a way which threw off the relationship between the fibula's superior extremity and the superior extremity of the tibia. Now, the effort to solve this pain in her knee, which involved stiffening the entire leg with some sort of bracing apparatus, some kind of bracing, affected the superior extremity of the femur in its relation to the pelvis.
generating calcium deposits between the head of the thigh femur bone and the acetabular fossa of the pelvis. This created quite a bit of irritation. Put her in a wheelchair for some time. For some reason, that being in a wheelchair affected the vertebrae of the lower lumbar region of the spine, and of course through corrective measures moved the problem up the spine, where she experienced quite a bit of pain, both in the dorsal region around the 5th and 6th vertebrae, as well as in the cervical region between the 6th and 7th vertebrae in the upper spine, approximately the neck. Now, we believe that the migraines that this young woman experienced thereafter had most to do with these skeletal escapades resulting from the removal of the toe in the name of symmetry. Done like that is system. Now you could say, or I could say, that conversation is perceived as a balanced situation, as a kind of symmetry, something like the hermaphrodite. That is, that beyond the monstrosity of such a predicament, there is a beauty found through an aesthetic of balance, an aesthetic of balance, an aesthetic, anesthesia of balance.